The lineups have been exchanged, the national anthem has been sung, and that means just one thing, everybody. It's time for Apple Sox baseball on KPQ. A very pleasant evening to all of you, wherever you may be tuning in from. Welcome to Paul Thomas Senior Field on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College. I'm Spencer Thurling. We are ready for the playoffs here in Wenatchee. Let's go ahead and look at the starting lineup first for the Walla Walla Swedes, as they are the visiting team. They will be batting first. Batting first, number 15, the first baseman, Matt Mendenhall. Batting second, number 32, the third baseman, Jared Gonzalez. Batting third, number 11, the second baseman, John Skirbeck. Batting fourth, number 24, the right fielder, Chris Paulino. Batting fifth, number 40, the designated hitter, Dominic Marolio. And batting sixth, number 37, the catcher, Rene Martinez. Batting seventh, number 10, the shortstop, Nick Vilter. Batting eighth, number 44, the center fielder, Mike Polson. And batting ninth, number 41, the left fielder, Jono Herkins. For the Apple Sox, defensively in the outfield from left to right, it's Eric Hutting, Brock Slavin, and Brett Stevens. Around the infield from left to right, Stockton Taylor at third, Nate Steffler at shortstop, Grant Palmer, the second baseman, Connor Spencer at first, and Bo Kearns on the mound, throwing to Joey Harris behind home plate. For the Apple Sox, they'll be residing in the third base dugout, dressed in their home white uniforms. Apple Sox diamond logo over the heart, knee-high blue socks for most of them. Blue stripe down the side of the pants, numbers in red outlined in blue on the back of the jerseys. Red cap Sox script across the front with the navy blue bills. And the visiting Walla Walla Sweets will be in the first base dugout, dressed in their road grays, blue stripe down the side, full-length pants for most of the Sweets, with the Walla Walla block lettering across the front and blue outlined in white. Dark gray caps for the Swedes as well. Just a very pleasant evening here in Wenatchee for baseball. They're having a ceremony on the field at the moment for the folks that erected the backstop here about midway through the season. A beautiful new backstop that really has just enhanced the whole view of the park. We're very happy to have it. It's safer for everyone, fans and players included, to have this new suspension system backstop in place. Now, nice to see those guys getting recognized for a job well done. Early on in the ball game, we'll have some shadows to deal with, extending from left to right across the field. That'll only last for about the first 2 or 3 innings. Initially, the evergreen tree that stands over by the concession stand will cast a shadow behind the pitcher's mound, which will slowly creep over the mound. At some point, we'll see both home plate and the mound covered in shade with a white patch in between that the ball must travel through. But after about the third inning or so, the field will be completely void of sunlight, and we'll just see the beautiful light show across the hills above East Wenatchee and looking up towards Lake Chelan. Always beautiful sunsets for us to take a look at. So definitely excited about this ball game tonight. The fans in Wenatchee are getting all ramped up for game 1 of the playoffs, as the Apple Sox will try and defend their West Coast League title. Let's go ahead and take a look at the batting order for the Apple Sox as well while we have time. Batting leadoff, number 7, the right fielder Brett Stevens. Batting second, number 15, the second baseman Grant Palmer. Batting third, number 20, the center fielder Brock Slavin. Batting fourth, number 25, the first baseman Connor Spencer. Batting fifth, number 10, the third baseman Stockton Taylor. Batting sixth, number 8, the left fielder Eric Hutting. Batting seventh, number 4, the DH Joey Jansen. Batting eighth, number 5, the catcher Joey Harris. And batting ninth, the shortstop Nate Steffler. Bo Kearns on the mound tonight. We'll have C.J. Burdick tomorrow. The Apple Sox will mix up that pitching rotation throughout the postseason, just who guys that they think are going to be able to take the win for the Apple Sox. We won't see that typical rotation that we usually do. We do not expect to see Trevor Lupking pitching in this series. They would have to hold off on him until the championship series, so that's a big arm out for the Apple Sox in this series. He could come back potentially for that game 3, but we'll see if Coach Nags is willing to rush that. Hopefully the Apple Sox able to win it in 2 games. A game 1 win tonight at Wenatchee would be a big step forward in taking back the West Coast League title for the Apple Sox. The next 2 played on the road. It's really not a home field advantage situation, so to speak, in the West Coast League playoffs, because you have that home team maybe having to go back and be forced to win both games if they lose on the road. And the Apple Sox have played very well on the road this season, or at home this season on the road. It's been a bit of a different story for Wenatchee. Some little kiddos getting ready to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Wenatchee on the last road trip up in Kelowna to finish out the regular season dropped 2 of 3 games for Wenatchee. Kind of a frustrating one in that final game, hung right in it, and then Kelowna putting up 4 runs in the 7th inning pretty much sealed the deal on the Apple Sox. Some guys with hitting streaks coming in this ball game. Andre Real had a 6-game hit streak, but he's no longer with the team. Stockton Taylor comes in with 4. Brock Slavin and Connor Spencer. Brett Stevens all with 4-game hit streaks coming into tonight's ball game. So nice to see Brock Slavin getting out of that slump after he had really struggled for a while, coming back out of that. But the Apple Sox minus the bats of Ryan Barr, Joe Mello, and now Andre Real really going to need Brock Slavin's offense to come back to where it was pre-All-Star break. Connor Spencer also playing very well, was just edged out for the West Coast League batting title on the final day. And that's why you play all the games that you can. You got to think, man, if that makeup game would have happened between Walla Walla, Connor Spencer goes 4 for 4, takes the batting title, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. The Apple Sox now taking the field. An elongated pregame because of that ceremony out on the field, but now the boys in white take the field, hoping it's not the last time they will do so here in Wenatchee. The South holds the home field advantage, so to speak, in the championship series. So tonight and Saturday the 17th are the only possible home dates remaining on the Apple Sox schedule. Whoever wins between Medford and Corvallis will hold down the advantage in the championship series. Boy, wouldn't it be something if we had a rematch of last year's championship series, again with the Knights and Wenatchee Apple Sox. Of course, those two teams started off the season. That was the first match between the two clubs. Wenatchee taking 2 of those 3 games, including that marathon 14-game win that was won on a sacrifice squeeze. Guess who laid down the bunt? Ryan Barr no longer with the team. Trevor Lumpking had the start in that ball game for 7 innings, and Jake Brummel, who then was the everyday first baseman, came in and finished for the final 7 innings. We do have one score already in the top of the 3rd inning. Corvallis on top of Medford 2-1 in that ball game. They're already in the top of the 3rd, so we should know the final score of that contest before we're off the air tonight, unless that game goes into super slow motion, which is what we saw between Bend and Corvallis the other night. Between Bend and Walla Walla the other night. The Apple Sox hoping that Walla Walla would lose that game, would have given Wenatchee a chance at having the 2 games at home, but that was not the case. First man up at the plate for the Walla Walla Sweets is Matt Mendenhall. He'll be followed by Jared Gonzalez and John Skirbeck. So Mendenhall will be the man to get things going underway. Right-handed bat. Bo Kearns, a right-handed pitcher. Wines goes into his delivery. The first pitch is going to catch the outer edge, strike 1. So 0-1 on Mendenhall. This is the 6th meeting between the Apple Sox and Sweets this year. 5 in the regular season. As Kearns misses low and away, Apple Sox held that series 3-2. A 1-1. It's going to be lifted out towards right, but drifting foul and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, error cutting. The Apple Sox catcher starting out in left field tonight. Apple Sox normal left fielder Brett Stevens playing in right. Foul ball drifting over. Connor Spencer has to cut off pursuit after he realizes it's a bit out of his range. Count remains at 1-2. So right now we're seeing part of that shadow situation we talked about where Kearns is in sunlight, but home plate is in the shade. The 1-2 pitch from Kearns is going to be smacked foul over the backstop once again. So the only other game going on, because it's playoffs, we're down to 4 teams now, Corvallis and Medford. Corvallis on top 2-1. Ground ball over towards Nate Steffler. He fields it off the ground. Skips, throws on to first. It's high. Connor Spencer comes down. The tag is not applied in time. Looks certainly like Connor Spencer came down and applied the tag. Was very surprising. On the first play of the game, we're going to see Coach Nags coming out of the dugout to argue the call. Hey, let's see who the umpires are for tonight. Jim Claus at home plate, Adam Rogers at first, and Carl Ramsey at third. It's Adam Rogers at first. He was getting an earful from Coach Nags to start off this series. These umpires will be with the divisional series the entire time. They'll travel down to Walla Walla tomorrow. Connor Spencer very adamant that he applied the tag in time. You're listening to AM 560 KPQ Wenatchee, your proud home of Apple Sox baseball in 2013. So Coach still on the field arguing the call. It was a poor throw from Steffler, but Connor Spencer climbed the ladder to get to it. Looked like he applied a tag on the back. Now the umpires are going to get together. Coach Nag still giving him something to think about on his way back to the dugout. Apple Sox baseball on KPQ is brought to you in part by Jack in the Box. On your way home, make it a late night foodie call at Jack in the Box. The entire menu is available anytime, including all your late night favorites like tacos, seasoned curly fries, and real ice cream shakes. Call has been reversed after the umpires meeting, and now there will be an argument from C.J. Biaggi. So now they're saying that Connor Spencer was able to apply the tag. Perhaps they're saying that the umpire over at third base, Carl Ramsey, had a good view of it to see the tag being applied to the backside of the runner. I don't know who can have a better view of it than the guy that made the call, Adam Rogers. Certainly appeared, at least from the look that we have up here in the press box, and apparently the look that everybody else in the stands had, that the tag was applied and the out was made. So as it stands, Matt Mendenhall grounds out on the throw from short over to first. They're not going to reverse that call again, I can guarantee you that. So one up and one down, and Jared Gonzalez now coming up to the plate, number 32. He'll be starting at third base this evening for the Walla Walla Sweets. So after Matt Mendenhall is originally declared safe, the umpires get together and say, maybe we got that one wrong, and reverse the call. Hey, you'd rather have them come together and get it right than stick to their pride and make the bad call. No, it's frustrating for Walla Walla, but looked at least like the right call was made. Strike on the outer edge to the left-handed batting Jared Gonzalez. Now Kearns goes back into the windup. The 0-1 is grounded hard over towards second base. It's going to squeak through the gap. Grant Palmer couldn't get over to it in time. And so after Matt Mendenhall grounds out to lead off the inning, Jared Gonzalez follows up with a one-out base knock. That brings up John Skirbeck. Mo Kearns has been an escape artist at times this year for the Apple Sox. Pitched very well as of late, as we mentioned in the pregame show, picking up wins in 4 of his last 5 starts. His pitch from Bo will drop low underneath the zone to John Skirbeck. 1 ball and no strikes. Pretty good lead over at first for Jared Gonzalez. Now the 1-0 from Kearns is shot straight up into center field. Slavin moving over to his right a bit, shields off the sun and makes the grab 2 away. So 2 out and a runner on first. That brings up Chris Paulino. Number 24, the right fielder. Giza Credit Union now has 2 convenient locations to serve you on North Wenatchee Avenue and in East Wenatchee on Valley Mall Parkway. Meet the friendly staff and discover the benefits of Giza Credit Union. For more information, visit giza.com. So Paulino, left-handed bat. First pitch from Kearns is going to just carry onto the outer edge. Start to see Kearns mixing in more of his curveball tonight. He's gained a lot of confidence on that pitch throughout the summer. So the 0-1 now on the way to Paulino. It's going to drop in the dirt, but Harris able to scramble and pick it up. I don't think Jared Gonzalez really ever considered running from first. Count of 1-1 on Paulino. He comes set, leaning back in the zone, and now Bo Kearns out of the stretch pitch, sliding away. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Dominic Marolio, the man on deck, standing out on the apron of the Sweets dugout. No on-deck circles here at Paul Thomas Senior Field. 2-1 pitch on the way from Kearns. This time it's going to just drift away at the very end. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner at first is Jared Gonzalez with 2 outs. Shadows over the left side of the diamond. 3-1. This time it's pounded over at Grant Palmer at second. He picks it up, throwing over to first sidearm in time. And the Sweets leave 1 aboard. It's 0-0 going to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back after these messages on KPQ.